So how did you start being a plant-based chef? How did you get into the plant-based space?
For me, it was a very slow journey. It started when I was about 18 years old, and I started to think. I went to a seminar where they were talking about milk and actually what milk really is, and how it's not really that great for our bodies, and that it's really about an industry making millions and billions of dollars is why it gets pushed onto us. And it really opened my eyes. So that was the first thing I started to do, was to eliminate milk in my diet, the cow milk, animal milk, and then it, from there it was like, okay, I want to be a pescatarian, and then it was like vegetarian, and then it was vegan. But for me, it's always been about nonviolence, nonviolence with the planet, with humans, and with animals.
Wow, it's actually quite inspiring what you just said. But my journey is similar. For me, it was my body saying no, literally rejecting a whole lot of things. That forced me to go into a space where I had to research what was going on in my body, why I was having these allergies, why I was breaking out. And when I started researching, is when I discovered that actually half of the stuff that I'm eating, I'm not even supposed to be eating. So I went on a detox diet that included eliminating meat from my diet. And as soon as I eliminated meat and fish and any other animal protein, I started getting better. That's when I realized that there's actually power in plant-based eating. For me, it was going back to my indigenous recipes and going back to my culture. That's where I found that actually growing up, my great grandmother ate a lot of vegetables. They hardly ever ate meat. Our ancestors ate more vegetables. So the moment I accepted and I understood that actually the plant-based lifestyle has always been with us, it's just us reclaiming it.
What a beautiful story! And yes, I'm on that journey of as I study more of indigenous recipes from this area. You realize how much our ancestors were using all the plants, that were abundant to them. And
Yes.
every once in a while, maybe they had some
Yes.
meat, but really they were surviving off of grains and foraged greens and mushrooms, and what a beautiful way to reconnect to the earth. And like you said, also understand that, like, our bodies are part of this earth, so as we're healing our bodies through what we're putting in, we're healing the earth. And it's such a beautiful, the cycle of life, and that reconnection. I think our ancestors must be really proud of us.
Exactly. So talking about indigenous ingredients, one of the things that I love to do, I have this pop-up that I do, and I'm just trying to get people to eat more veg and more of the indigenous veg. So we do these plant-based pop-ups, and we use indigenous ingredients just to change people's minds around food that we all grew up eating, but we've kind of like forgotten because a lot of people have become urbanized. So I use bambara nuts, or what we call ditowu, and they're ground nuts. They're indigenous to South Africa and West Africa, and they make the most delicious burgers, the most delicious falafels, awesome dips. So I take those same ingredients that my grandmother was growing those. I've taken them and I've made them accessible to other people so people can try them out, in a burger, and people are like, wow, what is that? And these are indigenous ingredients that we grew up eating, so for me it's important also to just show people that food is food, and putting food in a box as bad or good it really doesn't work. Food is food, and if it's delicious, people will eat it.
Yes, I mean, I think the beautiful thing about food is everybody wants some, and we need it to survive. It's something that we can build community with, we can share stories with, and when you bring some of these ingredients to the forefront, like for example, amaranth is a grain that is grown in what is now Texas and Mexico, and all the way down to some parts of Central and South America. And it's such a powerful grain. It literally has all the amino acids it needs in order to make a perfect protein in one plant. And this is something that oftentimes people have overlooked,
Yes.
right? Or because of different colonization, it has been put away and almost demonized in a way. And so we're coming back and we're saying, no, these plants that our great grandmothers were using and that we know that, you know, our lineage has been using, we're bringing them back. And because, and our body loves it. Our body is like, there's this DNA and this genetic memory in our body that is saying, thank you, you know, thank you. I mean, the Mother Earth knows how to take care of itself, and it also knows how to take care of all the living beings on it, and it provides for us what we need. And as we're reawakening to that and re-honoring that through food and through culture, I think, like I said it before, I think we're making our ancestors happy, and I think we really are making the Mother Earth as well, you know, rejoice and be glad that we're reconnecting again.
I'm so excited that you're actually talking about amaranth, because in this part of the world we also have amaranth. It grows wild here, and we use the leaves. We use the leaves more than we use the seeds. The leaves are a big part of our greens. When we say greens, amaranth leaves are right at the top. So and they grow wild here. So it's almost like Mother Nature's free food to us. So it's important for us to take care of Mother Nature, because she does give us free food. I mean, amaranth is, you were saying, it's in the South America. It's here. It grows here wild. It's amazing.
I think that that's so fascinating. And I think I love hearing about how food has migrated in seeds, and how you're like, oh, I thought this was from here. And then you realize, like, oh, it was brought, you know, thousands of years ago, or it really came from Africa or from the Philippines. And, you know, and I think, you know, about trading, and how before we were trading seeds and spices and jewelry and things like that. And I think about, I said this the other day about flowers even. I mean, imagine if, you know, if we were meeting across and I said, oh, here are some flowers from where I'm from, and then getting to see the flowers that you're from, and what a beautiful exchange. And so I love thinking about that, about how we used to exchange seeds and plants as offerings and as greetings and as a way of showing our culture to each other, you know, because we might not have always been able to understand each other through language, but we can always come together around food.
Exactly, definitely. And for me, the whole plant-based journey is just getting people to reconnect with Mother Nature again and eat more veg. I mean, vegetables are our friend. It's like, why wouldn't you want to put goodness in your life and put goodness in your body? And it's all about just eating more plants, you know?
Thank you so much for sharing your story and your time. And it's been an honor and such a joy to talk to you today.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've learned so much from you, Chef. It's been an honor, and it's been such a great time chatting to you and learning more about you and what you do.